This is the best Ubuntu Hyprland setup that you must try in 2025. In this video, I'm going to show you customizing your Ubuntu desktop to achieve a modern look. Now, thanks to the GitHub developer JA, the installation process is automated, allowing you to set up Hyprland within a few minutes. Now first, make sure you have a fresh installation copy of Ubuntu on your PC or laptop. In my case, I have already installed the Ubuntu 2504 alongside Windows 11 on the same drive. This is a dual boot setup. The first thing you should do after installing Ubuntu is to update your system by running this command. Then go ahead and run this command to install some necessary packages. Now once it's done, then reboot your system. Then install Timeshift, a backup tool that allows you to create snapshots of your system. Now this backup will be used if anything goes wrong after installing Hyprland. Now ensure you backup the entire root system and home directories. Then click on Create to take a snapshot of the current state of Ubuntu. Additionally, backup any important files to external media for extra safety. Next, go to the settings and select power saving. Then disable dim screen, automatic screen blank, and suspend options. Now it's time to set up Hyprland environment using an installer script created by the Maverick developer. Now visit the GitHub page and read the instructions to understand how Hyprland works on latest Ubuntu. Now go ahead and copy this command, then paste it into the terminal. It will clone the repository and launch the installer script to begin setting up Hyprland. You will see a new command line interface appear. It's most likely based on N curses. Now use the arrow keys to navigate through the options, spacebar to select options, and enter key to confirm selections. Now press enter to start the script. The installer will automatically detect your current login manager. In my case, it's GDM. Since Hyprland recommends SDDM, the script will prompt you to install it. However, GDM works fine for us, so just press enter to continue. Next, the script will detect your NVIDIA GPU and recommend installing the proprietary drivers. Press enter to confirm. Now, you will be prompted to add the current user to the input group. Press enter again. You will see a list of installation and configuration options. Now use the spacebar to select options and tab key to switch between options. I'm selecting everything including NVIDIA driver support, GTK themes, Bluetooth, Tuner File Manager, HyperDots, and more except the ROG option. If you're using an ASUS ROG laptop, go ahead and enable this feature. Now once you have made your selections, press the tab key to highlight OK and then press enter. Now confirm your choices and enter the admin password if prompted. Once the installer starts, it will download, build, and compile the core packages from sources. Now be patient and respond to any authentication prompts. While the script is running, make sure your laptop is plugged into a power source during the process to avoid interruptions. Next, you will be asked to choose the keyboard layout. I will stick with the default US by typing yes and press enter. Then select your monitor resolution to properly configure your display, followed by your clock format. It's recommended to disable rainbow border animations to save CPU and memory resources. Finally, you will have the option to download additional wallpapers. Once the script finishes, you will be prompted to reboot. If you see a message saying that all packages were installed successfully, then everything worked as expected. However, if you notice any failed packages, simply rerun the script and investigate any errors. Then make sure all packages are compatible with Ubuntu, then reboot your system. Once the issues are resolved, on the login screen, select your username, then switch the session to Hyprland. Enter your credentials and press enter. And voila, now you're inside the Hyprland environment. Now, this is the most powerful Hyprland configuration you have ever encountered. The developer offers you the freedom to customize the system, modify the Waybar layout, change wallpapers, and perform numerous other tasks. After setting up Hyprland, the first step is to press the Windows key and H. This action will display a list of key bindings related to specific applications, shortcuts to open wallpapers, and other configurations. I recommend reading this list and memorizing some shortcuts. For instance, to close any app windows, press Super plus Q. Now pressing Super plus Enter launches the Kitty terminal. There you can see the Z Shell environment. Now let's increase the font size of Kitty terminal. In your home directory, there is a hidden folder named config where all the Hyprland configuration files are stored. Now type this command to navigate into config directory. Then open the Kitty configuration file and locate the font size setting. Then change the font size value to 20. Then save the changes by pressing Ctrl plus O and exit by pressing Ctrl plus X. Then close terminal by pressing Super plus Q and reopen by pressing Super plus Enter. You should now see the increased font size. To edit the Hyprland configuration files, press Shift plus Super plus E. You will see all configuration files organized neatly. For example, open the keybinds configuration file to modify the default keyboard shortcuts. Now let's add a key binding to open the Chrome web browser. Assign Super plus M as the shortcut. Then save the changes by pressing Ctrl plus O and exit with Ctrl plus X. Now switch to a new workspace using the workspace switcher. Then use the empty new workspace. Then press Super plus M to launch Chrome. You can also switch between workspaces using a 3-finger swipe gesture. Now to change or update wallpaper, press Super plus W. This action brings up a panel to choose a wallpaper. The source for these wallpapers is the Pictures folder. You can add any wallpaper to this folder. Then press Super plus W to find and apply it. By default, natural scrolling is disabled for touchpads. Now press Super plus Shift plus E and open the user settings file. Then press Ctrl plus W and search for Input. Then locate Natural Scrolling option. Under Touchpad, set its value to True. Then save the changes with Ctrl plus O and exit with Ctrl plus X. The changes will take effect immediately. Hyprland allows you to change the themes using GTK Settings. Press Super plus D to bring up Rofi App Launcher, then open GTK Settings. Select Widgets and choose the style you fancy. You can also increase the font size of the mouse cursor, change icons, fonts, and much more. To customize the Waybar layout, press Super plus Alt plus B to choose a Waybar layout. For example, you can move the Waybar to the bottom using the bottom layout. For now, I'm going to choose the top minimal long layout. Then press Super plus Ctrl plus B to change the Waybar style. The Waybar also provides more system controls for connecting to Wi-Fi, access the notifications, and opening the power menu. To learn more about Waybar customization, check out the video by JA. I will leave a link in the description. If you wish to switch back to the GNOME desktop environment, log out of the Hyprland session. Then click on your username, select the sprocket icon at the bottom right, and choose Ubuntu Hyprland. If you decide to remove Hyprland and return to the original state of Ubuntu, use Timeshift Backup to restore a previous snapshot. Overall, Ubuntu with Hyprland.files offers one of the best desktop experiences, and that's it for this video on installing and customizing Hyprland on Ubuntu. A huge thanks to all the developers who contribute to making Linux more beautiful. Now don't forget to explore the GitHub page for more insights into the Hyprland configuration. Thank you so much for watching. This is KSK Ryo. I will see you in the next one.